Hello, fellow photographers. Thank you for joining me today and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna take a look at your photos submitted for round number 36. For anyone who is joining us for the first time, my name is Martin and you can submit your photos every week to our About Photography blog subreddit. And I will take a look at your photos, give you my humble opinion, and also I'm going to show your photos to some of my guests. If you're interested how to submit your photos, you can visit About Photography blog, and you can click on the submit your photo, or you can do About Photography blog /submit, and you can see all the details. You can also see some of the photography critiques. We have actually different channel for the photography critiques, so if you're not already subscribed, you can do it. It is called just photography critique. All right, so before we start talking about the photos you submitted for this round, also let me know how is the sound, how is the music, if it's not too loud and you can hear my voice. We are currently still having the round number 35. There are last few hours, 1 hour remaining for you to vote. So if you are here, you can, I will send it to the chat. You can vote. At the moment, the leader is this photo. No, actually, it's shutter up, so it's this photo. All right, so this photo is leading. My photo, not my photo, but the photo I voted for. It's not doing that bad. It's usually, when I vote for someone, it's like a death kiss. So it's not the case this time, but we have some pretty cool photos. So make sure, if you have time, if you're watching, make sure to cast your vote. And yeah, I will be going through all the submissions, and let's see. Okay, this is somehow messed up. All right, and we can start with our first finalist, which is it is Dirge Diman, winner of round number 25, and I have already talked with him. You can find, if you go to About Photography blog, you can find the interview in his profile, in his winner's profile. As you know, if you win, okay, if you win, you're gonna be immortalized in the About Photography Photopedia. Let me check the focus, if the video is focusing. Okay, the camera is focusing on me, so that's good. All right, so let's take a look at the finalist number 1, and it's this photo. And right from the start, I have to say I really like it, especially the layering. We have the 1/3 of the screen is taken by this face of a person with an umbrella, and we have this. It's it's probably raining, and I'm not sure if those are the water droplets on the lens or if it's shot through like a glass, like a window or something, maybe from a car, or maybe I don't know. Be interested to know how this was shot, or if you're just going around shooting in the rain and don't care about the water that much. And the background is also pretty cool. There's some kind of it's not church. Is it a mosque or some kind of religion structure in the background? There is this car at the bottom, which I'm not the biggest fan. But overall, it's a nice shot. I would also be interested to see how this would look in color. But this has on the first, when I just first saw it, also as a small thumbnail, it just felt really nice. So thank you for submitting your photo. I'm gonna add it to the collection. Today we have round 36, and DRH Dimon, this is his Instagram. If you want to check it out, you can find it in the group on Reddit. All right, thank you for your submission. So moving on to, I wonder what is going on with this. Moving on to the second finalist of this evening, and it's someone probably submitting for the first time, and it's December 22, so it was taken recently in Malaga, Spain. I finally caught the vibe of this place. It doesn't have big city rhythm like New York or London. It doesn't provide you with cinematic scene on every corner like in LA, but what this place gives you is authentic Mediterranean vibe that you can find only in the cities on the coast. All right, I really like it. Really nice composition, you know, just the silhouette in the foreground, and then we have like exactly 3 people. There is this bag or something hanging from that person exercising on a slackline or whatever it is. You know, it's not overcrowded or anything. It's kind of monochromatic with just dark and blue tones. There is this, if you know the guy Dotan Sagi, I have done also one critique and also a podcast, an interview with him, and he did work on Venice Beach, and he also had some slackline shots. So if you interested in that, I recommend you checking that out. But anyways, nice photo. We have a strong start today, so I will add it to the collection, and we can move. Okay, it's Artem, and some pretty nice photos. Spain is such a good place for shooting color photography. I like it. This is pretty cool. Yeah, this one is better. All right, thank you for your submissions and congratulations. And actually, I'm not sure who was the third one. Let me sort it top. The first, second, third, I guess. So I will go with this one, I guess. Yeah, it seems to be the third one. So what can I say about this one? It's this I'm not the biggest fan of this photo. It seems like it has a little, like, the moment is somehow interesting, kind of, but nothing like too special. Someone's jumping the stairs, and you know, when someone's jumping on a, is it a skateboard? I'm missing my trackpad. Where's my trackpad to zoom in? Yeah, it's skateboard. So usually shots like this are much better from profile. The arc is a little bit cut off. I would prefer the camera be tilted a little more up. If you want to shoot it from like a straight, you know, like 90 degrees, I would maybe position myself like in the middle of the stairs, just, you know, to have this symmetry. Even though, like, we can say it's going to the distance, but still he feels a bit lost in this, even though he's like white shirt on the dark background, just because he's like right next to those arches which are lit, like very bright areas on the photo. It kind of messes with me. Where should I look? And let me just do a quick check. On my baby monitor, if the kids are still sleeping. Okay, so it looks like everything is just fine. All right, and yeah, it feels just, the crop feels a little bit off. Yeah, so those are my thoughts, but that is the people's vote, and you are the finalist. So I'm gonna put you into the collection. 36. All right. And we can, it's this one. All right. All right. Some pretty cool black and white photos. Some nice characters on the street. This is nice cityscape. I like it. Thank you for your submission. All right, and then we going kind of randomly today. I believe I'm gonna be reviewing all the photos, if not all, probably most of the photos submitted today. Tokyo Zen. I'm usually used to see black and white photos from you, but this one is also pretty cool. It somehow has this film vibe. I don't know if that's like, if she's slightly out of focus for some reason, or the focus is on her shoulder. I would rather see it in her eyes, but I think the color from Mike is what kind of makes the photo, especially how it's kind of synchronized with her clothes and her hair. This, you know, this combination of colors and nice portrait. I would maybe consider cropping it a little bit up, or maybe tilting the camera a little down, so we have more of her in the frame. The expression is nice. I don't know if you asked her to photograph, or if just, you know, she saw you and did a pose, but it feels somehow casual. And overall, I like the vibe of the picture. Took this shot with an old Konica 85mm, my color photos. Okay. Also have a Konica lens. I think it's using it on my Leica M, and I feel like somehow the photos are almost indistinguishable from the Samilux. Even though, you know, some might say that the performance is gonna be better, but the value is probably somewhere else, because it's much cheaper, right, to get Konica than Leica. Alright. Hello there. Sorry for my ignorance. This is a kind of name I can't read, but whatever it is, welcome to the stream. Little drummer boy. Feel free to let me know the pronunciation of your name or the English transcription. This photo feels a little bit like a mess to me. Feels like a snapshot. I mean, it's like you want to catch this moment, and I think the position is quite okay, because you want to catch it maybe from the profile. You want to see the child's face. I don't know if that's your kid or if that's you just walking around documenting. You know, then if this was with the clean background, I would be like, all right, this is like somehow decent. But it's the background collides a little too much with those subjects. What you can do in the situation like this is just shoot it wide open, and, you know, make the background out of focus to create like somehow separation. I don't think the photo is worth saving unless it's like your family photo, which you want to just keep. Yeah, that's basically my biggest problem with the background. All right, hello Bobcat, hello 61th South Outdoors. Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Let me know where you're watching from. All right, Bento. Is this a Japanese profile, or is this just a coincidence? All right, there's a widow actually. Okay. Thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. Going home at the sunset. Street photography has always intrigued me. Not much goes on around here though. I mean, it's kind of the mission of street photographer to make things look interesting rather than just travel to more interesting places. Also, you can kind of say the same thing about let's say, I don't know, big cities like New York or Paris, Tokyo. Those cities has been like shot to death by photographers, and it might be pretty difficult to find something like new, and it's often more easy to find interesting, you know, locations, compositions at places which are not that like visited by people, you know what I mean. Here in the cold UK, okay, we had a pretty good weather in Czech Republic recently, but it's supposed to get cold, and I don't really mind too much. We are supposed to go to mountains, maybe do some skiing, like in 2 weeks, and there is like zero snow, like no snow so far, but it's supposed to get pretty cold during this week, so I hope that within 1 week there's gonna be some kind of snow. Anyways, going back to going home and the sunset. All right, right from the start, the color seems a little bit weird. I don't know what's that, if that's like over edited. I don't know why. This is the brightest area of the photo. Like, the photo feels fine for like this part, but then there's kind of mess, and she's positioned rather awkwardly. I would rather see her maybe entering the scene or standing over there casting this long shadow. Maybe we could get some sort of, you know, nice shape of the shadow, but just like that, you know, this, because the moment is like not a peak moment, it relies too much on the design, which I don't really like. Might be my personal opinion. Maybe let me know what you think, guys, about this photo. But like, it somehow feels like being in between the moment. If you wanted to go for the design, I would probably shoot it wide open while the person is standing over there casting the long shadow, and I would probably do something about the colors, or maybe it is the way the camera shot it, or is it some kind of film. I shot this for a while walking out from subway station, and later afternoon I saw an old lady pulling the groceries while the sun has making a long shadow of her. Okay. All right. I see. Well, this seems to be like maybe your style of editing. I don't know. It feels a little bit oversaturated. Okay, thank you for your submission. Next up, a trip in Paris. So this is a photo of a street, not like a performer, but someone who's selling the pictures, right? He drew, probably that's what he made, or he's just selling that. There's this awkward, what is that? Is it a tree or something? Or it's actually, is it in front or behind? It's somehow, it's the way this it looks like it's behind the bottom picture and in front of the top picture, which is obviously a nonsense, but the whole photo feels a little bit weird. The brightest spots are the umbrella and then the smoke, which is casted by, is the person like smoking, or is someone behind him smoking? I think like the person himself is an interesting character, which I would much rather see some kind of like a half portrait going closer with just like something like this, maybe catching his pictures and the umbrella, rather than the whole scene, which is like neither in nor out. You know, the umbrella is kind of missing the top part. So if you want to crop it, I wouldn't just crop it like few centimeters. I would just crop the umbrella like this or like this. Yeah, and it feels a little weird, the crop. Okay, Nico is rather into portraits. This is cute. Child portrait. And the beach stuff. Okay. And is this like your family, or is this like you doing this as a business? Portrait family. Okay, I see. All right. Okay, so thank you for your submissions, Nico. Next up, Zimbabwe. Oh, Zimbabwe. I don't know. That's probably the right pronunciation. Feels like a film frame, like from a movie. Someone said it's decent attempt. I like the feel of image, however feels a bit disconnected due to the distance of the subjects. It feels more like snapshot than street image, just my 2 cents. And then the photographer says, thanks, I agree. I was trying to play with abstract nature of it with strong contrast. I liked the white cap of the guy in the door frame, but you're right, maybe I'm trying too hard to use this shot. I would, you know, like you have 3 subjects. I would maybe consider cropping it, you know, with the 3 subjects like that. I don't think this part is really necessary. It's a little bit too dark. Like, unfortunately, like we can see the bottom parts of the like the legs of the subjects, but we can't really see the faces because the shadow, they have the like we can see the face of this person, but can't really see the expression of this person or this person because they have those faces are in the shadows, which is you know, logical. They don't want to stand in the sand. I wonder if this is posed. If someone said, like, if you said, like, could you guys stand at the poles? Because, like, you know, if this is like a bunch of friends or a bunch of people, they'd probably be standing like right next to each other, talking, or maybe that's kind of like a bus stop and they're waiting for something. I don't know. The color is interesting. This red, this brown color. The aspect ratio, I'm not really used to it, so I'm just kind of like making my mind around if I like it or if that's just like too unusual. I wonder if like you can make a whole portfolio with like strips like this. Yeah, because it's using people just like figures in the composition, it just relies on the design, and I don't think this is like the best design in the world. So I think the idea is interesting, it just needs a little bit more work, I guess. But thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos, and I can see you are rather shooting nature. Oh, this is a nice action photo. I wonder if this was like a GoPro or something, but that's really nice photo. Nice travel profile. Some interesting creative ideas. Thank you for submission. Zox image. Orlando. Alright. Streets of Napoli are full of life, and also when you think it's not, I hope you can visit once in your life. See Naples and then die. Okay, so I was looking at this photo and I was kind of thinking like, what's going on here? Why did you take this photo? I'm not the biggest fan of the framing. The window is kind of cut off. I would just, sacrifice a little bit more of the bottom of the frame and include the whole window. And then just when you wrote, also when you think it's not, I was kind of like thinking, okay, so there is someone in the frame, and I realized there is this person. This lady probably. It's too hidden for me. It's not doing it because I think half of the people is going to miss it, and I did miss it when I saw it. I think this would work if there was something else also going on and the composition wasn't really relying only on this or the photo. It's just relying on this small face. And I think if there was something different going on in the frame, maybe some people talking, then this would be like a nice cherry on the cake. I just think it's a little bit weak this time, if that makes sense. Let me know. But thank you for your submission. Some photos are really beautiful. Alright, looking forward to see more of your photos. Transport. Alright. So, my first thoughts feels a little bit like a snap. Nothing really special. Maybe one thing that kind of stands out a little bit are the colors. Even though I'm not like super impressed by those, and also the same kind of hand gestures of the driver and the passenger. He's kind of isolated, but still colliding a little bit with the subject behind him. And the moment is nothing that would save this. Design is a bit weak, and it's just a man on the bus, shot from outside. The crops feels a little bit weak. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's actually Benny, a winner of one of the previous round, who I'm supposed to talk. If you're watching this, I have messaged you on the Instagram, so we can have an interview. All right. Window shop. This is going for the graphical kind of part of the thing, of the design. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think it's like definitely something different than what we used to see. It's going for showing highlights and making the blacks really dark. Window shop, so it's the shot from outside of the street, and I don't know, I would be interested if there was like a face or something which would suggest that those shoes are, you know, connected to a person. Not sure what to think about this one. Like, maybe if you had a portfolio of pictures with this kind of design, it could somehow fit in, but as a solitary photo, I'm not really convinced, sorry. But you know, some other photos of yours, I feel like, okay, let me check the sound again. Okay, seems like it works. Are better. I would just say not better. I can see that you're going for those deep black shadows, but I just kind of maybe struggle to find a meaning behind that shot. But thank you for your submission. All right, let's bring this photo up. Lampion, Panda and Bella. Is it in Italy? Or where is it? This photo is part of a series of a trip to Lipari, the largest of the Ionian archipelagos in Sicily. Okay, so I'm gonna be butchering a lot of those names. Sorry. It was very interesting to visit the island in a period outside the holidays. No tourists, and time seemed to stand still. The light is pretty cool. I really like the dark. I wonder if, you know, cropping out the car at the bottom wouldn't make the photo a little nicer. It's kind of clean. I wish there was something, maybe like the better reflection of the lamp. But overall, I like it. The vibe is really nice, mostly made by colors. It's a very nice color palette. And you managed to catch the dog with a nice light. I think it's a nice photo. I would probably consider cropping it. It feels a little too far because you want to catch those. We have basically three subjects, right? Lamp, the car, and the dog. So I would just zoomed in a little bit, and the photo feels already, I don't know if that's necessary to give a depth, because you already have depth with the islands or mountain in the foreground. So I don't know if you really need that in the background. So I don't know if you really need that in the foreground. But yeah, thank you for your submission. You have a good eye for photos like that. Okay, thank you, and I'm looking forward to see more of your photos. Girl on Fire. Okay, the title is kind of funny. You know, I'm gonna be repeating this for people who are watching. You can probably tell what I'm going to say. Shot from behind is very rarely interesting, and there is one element that I find kind of interesting, and that is that she has a red hair. But is it enough? I don't think so. Composition wise, nothing to write home about. You know, she's we're losing her a little bit. It's a messy background. I think it would have to be separated by the focal length, not focal length, the aperture. But overall, yeah, that's my thoughts. I think she might be interesting character, but the way she's shot is not interesting, unfortunately. Also, let me know next time if you have Instagram or online portfolio, because I wasn't able to find it, so I could check it out next time. This one, like when I first looked at it, I thought, you know, that's I didn't like it. Maybe the colors, but I think it's the photo is pretty messy, right? We have the cans, we have the bag. We could say it's error in composition. Should have something like neither in nor out. It doesn't really make sense why it would be here, but I think like then I like looked at it for the second time, like, you know, more deeply, and I think the colors are nice, and also the juxtaposition. You have this lady which is having some kind of expensive maybe bag or something, maybe expensive scarf. She looks like well dressed, I would say, and she's standing in such a super messy environment with this, you know. So I think the juxtaposition, her against the environment, is maybe something that's making this shot. Maybe in a series, like, you know, this, if this would be like an article about like how people don't really care about the environment or something like that, I think it would fit right in. Shot this while walking around the Shibuya train station late one cold evening. On the other side of the cloudy partition was a girl lost in her own world, or maybe just, you know, lost in her mobile phone. Was aiming to capture the side contrast between her flowery posh attire and the hard right angles and solid colors typical in modern Japanese metropolis. And it's weird because usually in Japan it's pretty clean. Like, I remember in Kyoto, I've like never seen like trash anywhere. Maybe Tokyo is a little bit different, and maybe this is like a smoking corner or something, but it's pretty unusual. I think like Japan is usually one of the cleanest countries I have ever visited. So yeah. What is this? Is this like a Pokemon cafe? Pikachu dance party. I would love to go there. Subway station, okay. Let me know, where is it? I remember we visited a Pokemon center. That seems like a cool concert. Before I go to Japan next time, I will have to ask you guys for tips to visit some interesting places. Okay, thank you for your submission, and I'm looking forward to see more of your photos. This one made me smile a little bit when I saw it. Saw this one on the way to work one morning. Taken on a Samsung S21. Okay. So here is an example how you can take great photos on a mobile phone. I like it. I mean, the idea is basically like this kit is kind of squished between what is it, like an entrance to, or no, that's a train. I thought it's like those like things that let you in the underground, like tourniquets, or what is it called? Just those, like somehow they open close, and you go in. But this is pretty actually lucky moment, because the train is not moving, so it just stopped at the perfect spot to make this work. So that's great. I wonder if like juxtaposing someone standing in front of this with the head down like this, making a body for, I don't know, maybe this is the best shot you can take with this ad. I like it. Let's add it to the collection. Alright then. Stuart. This is funny. Alright. Okay, I remember this photo. It's a better version of the previous one, which was, let me see. Not this one. This one is pretty cool. You have submitted this one. I didn't like this one too much, but this one is better. I'm not saying it's a super great photo, but it's okay. It's catching this rough environment. Is there too much black at the bottom? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a hand? No, it's just in the smoke. I think it does a nice, it's catching the environment inside nicely. I honestly can't tell if this is shot during the daylight or if this is shot during the night and this is just like a lamp or something. But it's especially the steam, and it's very rough. I think you're getting there. I think the next one is moving to the finalist group. Not this one though, but I like it. It's okay. Let me check this in color. Okay, so it seems like it's been shot during the night. All right. Thank you for still participating. Poor man's Spotify. Okay. The photo is The photo is not good. I mean, the photo is normal photo. The title is funny. A street musician is playing accordion at the railway station. Behind the corner, another man seems to be listening to him like an online streaming service. It's a clean shot, kind of clean environment, like clearly catching a very mundane moment. So composition wise, I have really nothing to kind of, say, this should be different or like that. But yeah, the moment is the problem. For me, I'm just like, it's an okay shot. I'm just trying to push it in the direction where we can say, okay, this can be a print, or this can be something you can proudly show in your portfolio. I think the technique is okay. You just need to find a better moment. And this is Vero Yuka Heinoverta. Where are you from? Yuka seems like a north kind of name, like I don't know, Finland or Sweden or something like that. That's interesting. Let me know where are you from. Thank you for participating. Looking forward to see more of your photos. Stolen moment. I wonder if this is post. If you ask someone to stay there. Not the biggest fan of the wires, and overall this is a little bit cliche. It's kind of like Instagram kind of cliche moment. Going for the like a skyline, a silhouette. The skyline, the cityscape, like the horizon, is not interesting enough for me to kind of be like, wow, this is amazing. I think the idea is interesting, to having someone stand in front of the sun and then expose for the highlights to make it all dark. I just think there's not too many interesting elements in the photo. There's too much of the dark area. This could be even like cropped like this, and you wouldn't lose too much. And there's also a lot of sky. It's a little too center-weighted, like, yeah, I would probably consider cropping it in or zooming in. Just like this, I like it more. The unfortunate thing is that the wires kind of interfere with the person. I don't think, sometimes you can kind of make it work. This is going straight through his head. If he jumped and he was kind of in the air, so then it would look like he's hanging from the wire, then I would say alright. But like this, it just feels like a coincidence, like a not really intentional one. I don't know. Let me know what was the intention behind this. Siddhant Chep, photographer. Alright, going for the sunsets. Interesting light. Thank you for your submission. Make sure to submit more photos. This one. I'm not really sure what the photographer was trying to shoot, because those two girls are just lost behind those flowers, and then we have the people walking in the background. It's not separated by the aperture. It's somehow kind of like shooting everything and nothing, and then the subjects are pretty dark. The lightest part is just, you know, behind the subjects. Feels a little bit like a snap to me. Yeah, it's not clear. Like, it's clear that it's like shooting probably those two girls having lunch or something, but if there were no flowers at this spot, it would just be a little tiny bit better. But yeah, I'm kind of struggling to find the reason for why this shot was taken, other than just you're walking around and want to take a photo. I'm very often a victim of that. It just, those photos needs to go during the selective process. And usually the subject has to be, you know, like recognizable, have a good figure to ground relationship. You really usually want to go with the light subject and the darker background. If you go the other way around, you probably going for a silhouette, which this is not. So yeah, I think it was like a fault of the environment, that from this spot it might be impossible to take a good photo. All right. Rosetta, all right. I kind of like this photo. I don't know what was it. I'm actually gonna be talking with her tomorrow about her photos, because those photos are just so different than what she used to submit. I wonder what happened. Maybe it's with the black frame, or I don't know. It has just this such a film vibe. I don't think this photo is perfect, but it's like much better than what Rosetta used to submit. I kind of like it. I'll add it to the collection for now. Okay, it's in the finalists group. Yeah, you see, looking at this photo, it's just so different. This whole series is just so different. So thank you for your submission. Looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. So let me bring that up a little bit. Okay, like this. It's a little bit too messy. It's a shot of a window, which is, sorry. Which is visually very busy, and sometimes you can kind of, you know, look around and find some kind of order, but I don't think it's this case. It's looking interesting, but also the reflection, it's just too busy for me. It's I don't know what's the idea behind this, why this shot was taken, other than it's cool looking shop. But I'm struggling to find a little bit the story, or you know, if someone was there standing like holding a baby, or if this was like holding a rabbit or something that would be kind of like juxtaposed to something in the window, I could kind of maybe, you know, connect the dots. But like this, it feels a little bit like a snap. Sorry about that. But thank you for your submission. Prague smile. I used to kind of take photos of faces. This is a little too obvious. Just I used to be like finding faces. Sorry, it's been a long day and I woke up at 6 a.m. With my kid teething, and she's not sleeping super well lately, so doing this at 9 p.m. is stretching myself a little bit. So anyways, I like shooting faces. This is just a little obvious. It's just shooting as someone drew the face. I would also like to see a little bit more room at the top. Would tilt the camera up. Maybe in a series of faces, or like if this is some kind of street art. I'm not really aware this is a thing around Prague. So this is rather like a unique thing somewhere. So I don't know if you can kind of make a collection as a standalone thing, unless this is like a Banksy or something. I don't think it really works. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Sorry about that. Andre, alright. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so thank you for your submission. Did we see this photo already? I am not sure. I think we saw a different variation of this. No, we didn't. Okay, I don't know. I had some kind of feeling we already saw that. You know, photo from behind, but you know, kind of clean. She's a little bit touching the line, which I'm not the biggest fan of. The top of the photo is pretty clean. It's nicely leveled. That's what I like. Maybe you'd like to see her sitting a little bit closer to us. This is relying on loneliness and the design. The design is like not like super top, but yeah, I think it's trying to capture. Talking behind her back is the name. It's trying to capture something that I don't think it's possible in this kind of environment. Sorry about that. Been through that. Good luck and all the best to your little one. Okay, probably talking about a teething kind of thing. Yeah, and then, you know, I have two girls and the older one, she's 3. She just got, I think, all of her teeth, and the younger one just started. So it's like never ending story for me. Yeah, but you know, that's life. Alright then, thank you for your submission. This picture that I took at the beach fooled someone into thinking it's from the Death Stranding. I am not sure what's Death Stranding. Is it like a movie or something? Death Stranding. Oh, it's a video game. Okay. All right. Oh, I've seen a review of that. It's too dark. It's too dark, and I'm not really. It's too abstract for me. Like I can realize it's a boat. There is probably another boat, but the purpose of this shot, you know, stays kind of hidden for me. And the exposure, you know, not the biggest fan of the exposure, not the biggest fan of the content. Overall, yeah, I'm sorry, nothing to write home about. Like you could maybe say you can explain like something, but when it's not really jumping on me right from the photo, I feel like it's lost in communication, unfortunately. So this is a no for me, sorry. And over here it looks better exposed. I don't know what's with this. Let me see. Maybe I should make my monitor. This is interesting. This is also interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of removing the colors or, you know, coloring the photos. This seems like a nice moment. Almost like painted. Okay, thank you for a submission. Make sure to submit more of your photos. The priest. Is this a telephoto? Okay, 70-300. So he might be an interesting character, but this crop feels a little bit weird. A little lost in the... Not lost, like it's pretty obvious. But the crop, it just feels a little bit weird. And how he's positioned behind, in front of his... I don't know if that's his companion. If that's another priest. I don't know if he has like another cross. Like obviously he's an interesting character. But I don't think this kind of composition gives him a justice. Yeah. But thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. Went out for a walk. Again, got this nice shot of my son. I would say 2 things. This feels a little bit like a cliche kind of thing. Even though, like, you know, the composition is nice. Yeah, it's a cliche shot, but having a photo like that of my kid, I would definitely keep it. It's pretty cool, you know, having a family member. Maybe I would ask him to bring his head a little bit so you have separated chin over and maybe zoomed in a little bit. But it's nice, you know. It's always a little different when you have a photo like that of a family member, because you know we tend to treasure those a little more. Overall, if I saw this on the Instagram, I would just say that's like a cliche shot. It's not a bad shot, but it's just so many people shot kind of similar photo like that. So yeah. So your kids are also photographers, alright? You just gave them the camera. Right, this is pretty nice shot. Alright. Okay, nice family. Pretty cool dog. Thank you for submitting your photo. Let me know what's the name of your kids. Oh, this one is nice moment. Okay. See you around. Was in Paris for a 10-hour layover, so I decided to walk around with my camera. Oh wow. When I do have long layovers like this, I usually just, you know, chill at the airport. Even though if like, I'm usually pretty nervous to get out of the airport and just get in. Somehow I kind of think I'm gonna be, you know, stuck on a way somewhere. But maybe 10 hours. I don't know how. It's Charles de Gaulle in Paris. I don't know how far is it. Maybe if it's like an hour, so you can do an hour trip to the city center and back. So you have like kind of like 8 hours. So you can maybe justify to spend like 6 or 5 hours in the city. So maybe I don't know if I wouldn't be too nervous. Okay, so the subjects are like a little too dark for me to like this photo. Also shot from behind. Interesting, you know, they have the umbrella, but it's not separated from them. Yeah, the brightest spot is the window, so this is probably evening shot. Maybe shooting them from the other side would make a more interesting shot, just like that, you know, the composition, nothing to write home about. Also, this pole is being cut off, this street sign, and it feels, is it like 3x2 or is it just a different crop? And also, I haven't found your Instagram or online portfolio. Feel free to submit that for the future. All right then. So we have reached the end, and what we're gonna do now is, first of all, check out who won. The voting closed. All right, let me bring that up. So, Shutter Up won round number 35 with this photo, which is pretty cool. There were a lot of great photos in this round, but this one is very cool. And what I wanted to do was, all right, I know. I wanted to do sorry, I've been a little bit lost. Okay, picking up the finalists. First place, second place, third place for now. And after that, we have this photo, this photo, this photo, this photo, this photo. I will remove the skiing. How many posts we have? 7. Need to remove one more. This one probably stays. This one probably stays. This one is cool. This one probably. I don't know. I will probably remove this one this time. Sorry about that. So we have the 6 finalists. This video is gonna be re-uploaded to the photography critique channel. You can find it in the description, or if you're watching this from the replay, let me know in the comments which photo did you like most. I will also pin the comment for where you can vote. Don't forget to vote, and thanks everyone for participating. As always, before we finish, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who decided to join the membership. It's Benito Pangi, Marius Daskalo, 18th Jezičná Gymnasium Zagreb, Kat Mesarovic, Zanes Addiction, Yuri Kolatic, Brian Egerton, Tommaso, Tim McGraw, David Ellison. Some people has been with me 6 months already. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. If you have nothing better to do, you can watch the interview I had last year. It's weird to say, with Bike de Porter. And don't forget to submit your photos for the next week competition. I believe round number 37. Round number 37. All right. So that would be all for today, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.